What's up, Spud Nation? Week 4. Hey, we got a lot to get to today, but first, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you hit me up. Craig@thesportscoach.com is my email address. I get back to you very quickly. You can also find me on YouTube. The Sports Coach is my channel. Also, Facebook, Twitter, my handle is @thesportscoach. That's how we do it, Spud Nation. First off, we're going to get to some smack talk, some congratulations, and then we're going to get right into week 4. Starters, sleepers, some rankings, all that good stuff. Let's do it. All right, first of all, we're going to welcome Robin. Love it when the ladies hop on and become a part of Spud Nation. Robin, welcome to Spud Nation. This girl's been getting after it. Her first year in fantasy football. She has 1 victory, 1 and 2, and she's going to take down the big gun this week. Robin, she's coming after you. Living on a Prayer. That's your name. Living on a Prayer. Robin's coming for you. She is set to bring down the man. She said another loss for a dude to a girl. I love it. Keep on trash talking. She's got Megatron. She says Megatron's going to be scoring 6-pointers. Legatron, who apparently is Jason Hansen, is going to keep scoring the 1-pointers. We'll take 6 all day long here at the Sports Coach. Robin, keep on talking trash, and you keep on doing your work, girl. Wins will come. Gonzo's back. Gonzo, he talked some smack on week 1. He's back. He is playing Whoopin' Boy, also known as Whoopee Cushion, a.k.a. Brandon, who is 3-0. We got another person going to take on an undefeated team, taking down the big dogs. I love it. Hey, bring it on. This is what we do here at Spud Nation. Take out the big guns. You got to take on the best, beat the best, to become the best. So he's coming for that perfect record. Gonzo, go get it done, baby. That's what we do here. Love it. Bring him down. Jose, congrats. Big victory. You popped that cherry. Well done. And guess what, David? I know you got back to me late, David. Jose and David play in the same league. They both use Sports Coach for their information. But David, you got to me just a little too late. Jose, he's bringing it to you this week. Jose's coming for that perfect record. Taking you down. That's what it's all about. I love the rivalry, guys. That's great. I love Chris Smooth, 3-0, a YouTube follower. Dan Payne, he hit me up on Twitter. He's 3-0. He's doing some serious work. And also, Hippos Razor A gets his first dub. Welcome to the winner's circle, baby. And lastly, Elliot Andrews, 3-0, using the Sports Coach, getting it done. Well done, everybody. Good smack talk. Good congratulations. Hey, keep on doing work. All right, we're heading into week 4. We got 2 bye weeks. Colts, resting Andrew Luck's arm. He's been chucking it everywhere. And Steelers, hey, Mendenhall on the mend. I love it. Thursday night game this week, Browns, Ravens. Browns, we're looking at Trent Richardson. Tough matchup against the Ravens D. Obviously, a solid defense, but you know what? I'm giving Trent Richardson a start. He's my running back 2, maybe a flex play, but he is in the lineup. A guy that touches the ball that much is bound to get you some points. Opportunity, I can't say it enough. Opportunity is huge in the fantasy world. Trent Richardson will get his opportunities. And in a very, very deep league, if you're looking for a flyer at tight end, maybe a fill-in, for your bye week, maybe you had Heath Miller and you have no one else. Look at a guy like Jordan Cameron. I know it's the Browns and they suck and they're not a very good passing team, but this guy was targeted frequently last week. Again, very deep play because the tight end pool is a very, very talented position with other players out there. But in a deep league, you're struggling to find a guy, Jordan Cameron, give him a look. Ravens, Ray Rice, running back 1, no doubt. Torrey Smith, wide receiver 2. Dennis Pitta. My God, this guy has come onto the scene. He's bum rushed us. He's targeted over and over and over and over and over. And over again. I know back in week 1, going into week 2, I said, you know what, I don't know much about this guy, Ed Dixon. Looks like he's the guy. He's still number 1 on the depth chart, blah, blah, blah. Well, Pitta came on strong, and he has taken over the reins. He's ranked number 5 for my tight ends this week. Dennis Pitta, I'm sure you're starting him. Sunday, the Sunday slate of games, 49ers, Jets. Jets, we'll start with the Jets. If you have Sean Green, bench him. Bilal Powell, everyone's in love with this guy. I'm telling you, he will be the starter eventually in New York. Keep an eye on him. His name is Powell. If he is available in your league, he's worth a look. Put him on your bench. It's a risk. But if you have a guy like Beanie Wells dying there on your bench, rotting a hole into your roster, at least sign this guy up. Sign Powell. Let him sit there. His upside is way better than a guy like Beanie Wells, who basically has lost his job in Arizona. So obviously Sean Green, bench. Powell, if you run out and pick him up, bench. You don't play any running backs against the 49ers run deep. It's just dumb. It's suicide for you. So, those are my Jets. The rest, Gore. Running back 1. You have Frank Gore, you're starting him. Michael Crabtree, flex play. His targets have increased. I like that. And Alex Smith, showing that he can be an accurate passer. They just don't pass enough in volume. They should run all over the Jets. And Vernon Davis, my number 2 ranked tight end, going up against that Jets defense, banged up. For God's sakes, they're putting Joe McKnight in at cornerback. That's how bad that defense is. So, Vernon Davis, number 2 ranked tight end. San Diego, Kansas City, Phillip Rivers. I'm not in love. What can I say? Chargers are about as consistent as the Dallas Cowboys. It's a risk. It's very risky. Phillip Rivers doesn't crack my top 14 quarterbacks. So, not in love there. Ryan Matthews, a flex play, running back 2. You drafted him. He made some nice catches out of the backfield. Not as many touches as I thought, but this could be the week that they continue to work this guy into their offensive scheme. I've had people ask me about Jackie Battle. You look last week, 3 carries, 55 yards. 1 carry, he had 52 yards. Dude, not worth the risk. Leave him on free agency. Ryan Matthews, this is his team. His opportunities, no one else. So there, Jackie Battle stays in free agency. Malcolm Floyd, wide receiver 2. If they're throwing the ball, it's to Malcolm Floyd. And Antonio Gates has completely fallen off the map. He doesn't crack my top 10 for tight ends. So pretty rough for the once awesome Antonio Gates. Kansas City, I am going to eat my words right now and apologize to all of you who I steered away from Jamaal Charles last week. Prior week, Jamaal Charles, banged up knee, precautionary, I get it. He came out there and took his foot and shoved it directly up my ass. Jamaal Charles, congratulations, my dude. A ton of touches, that big long run, you caught the ball, you were running strong. Jamaal Charles has now jumped into my running back 2 category for this week. Going up against a Chargers D that gets diced up by the run. Jamaal Charles, I would be starting you this week. Well done. Well done. Dwayne Bowe, starting. He's a wide receiver 2. He gets a bunch of targets. He's been putting up great numbers, and they should continue to look his way. And lastly, Matt Castle. In a very deep league, you're looking for a deep play, maybe a free agent pickup for this week. You might have Andrew Luck as your starter. Matt Castle sitting there. Matt Castle, a nice play against San Diego. Seattle versus the Rams. Seattle's D, I'm starting them. They get after the quarterback. They cause turnovers. Marshawn Lynch, running back 1. They feed this guy like a monster. I love Marshawn Lynch. I know the Rams' defense is improving, but still, Marshawn Lynch, you touch the ball 25-plus times, you're going to score. Rams, the only guy I'm talking about is Danny Amendola. Flex play at best this week, guys. That Seattle secondary has made a lot of good teams with very good quarterbacks and better receivers than Amendola look really bad. Look at the Packers, for instance, last week. Very average looking against that defense. Seattle D, locking people down. Amendola, flex at best. We have a question coming in. I'm going to talk about the Panthers and Atlanta. We had a question on my Facebook page. Need some help, dude. You need help at running back. He's looking at 4 running backs that he's got. Alfred Morris, DeAngelo Williams, Michael Turner. For all those who said Turner was dead, he looked good last week. I'm going Alfred Morris. He gets the ball a ton. And I'm also going with Michael Turner. Michael Turner is going to get the ball 10 plus times, but more than likely it's going to be around the goal line. He's going to find the end zone, and you know what? Turner just continues to get better the more you feed this guy. He didn't look all that slow last week. Rushed for 80 yards, 14 carries. I like what he can do. They're mixing him up with Jacquizzi. So I'm going Morris, Turner. I know DeAngelo Williams, but Craig, DeAngelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart's back this week. They look better when they run together, but is the key word, guys. You never know what Carolina's going to do. Jonathan Stewart could come out and get 15 carries. DeAngelo Williams could get 3. I hate the situation. You give me DeAngelo Williams on a team with 1 running back where he's going to get a bunch of carries. I'm loving the guy. But on this team, this situation, I stay away when I have guys like Alfred Morris and Michael Turner who are guaranteed carries. There you go. So on to the Panthers. Cam Newton, number 10 on my quarterback ranking. Steve Smith, I have him at wide receiver 3 this week. I know, if you start 2 wide receivers, Steve Smith is a bomb-ass flex play. Get him in as your flex, but 2 other flex positions at best. I'm going Jonathan Stewart and I'm going DeAngelo Williams. If you have them both and had to pick one, flip a coin. It's your guess is as good as my guess. If I had to slot one in there, it would be DeAngelo Williams. But, there's that word, but, who the hell knows? Greg Olsen, also a good play. Cam starts to look to him a little bit more, but he's not cracking my top 10, top 12 tight ends. Hi, Phoebe. Here we go, the cat man, right? Phoebe's loving the videos. Atlanta, Matt Ryan, my number 4 ranked quarterback. Holy crap, number 4? Kind of low, I know. Ryan's going to put up huge points, but he's ranked number 4 behind 3 very, very good quarterbacks. Michael Turner, I have him at my flex play, running back 2. I like him as an option this week, like I said prior to this. Roddy White, wide receiver 1. I'm going Julio Jones, wide receiver 2. They're both monsters out there. I'm doubting you have both of them, so you know what? Plan accordingly. They're both starters for you. Tony Gonzalez, number 4 in my tight end rankings. Gonzo's been putting together a monster year, and that is largely in part to Matt Ryan. Vikings, Christian Ponder. What the hell are we doing? We're talking about Christian Ponder. Number 11 in my quarterback rankings. Adrian Peterson, running back 1. He's too good. He gets the ball too much. And that Lions defense is piss poor. Percy Harvin, wide receiver 2. I love the targets this guy gets. They even mix him up in the backfield. And we're going Kyle the Purple Rudolph. My God, number 7. Number 7 in my tight end poll. I've talked about this guy before, but now he burst onto the scene. 2 touchdowns against San Fran. This guy's legit. And with Christian Ponder continuing to improve, his stock will go up. Lions, Matthew Stafford, number 12 on my ranking. I know, it's rough. Is Stafford going to play? You Matthew Stafford owners, keep an eye on that. Calvin Johnson, wide receiver 1, still the best in the biz. Mikel LeSure, I hope you all listened. You ran out and picked this guy up. He is going to be an absolute monster this year. Kevin Smith is not even a factor. They didn't play him 1 snap. Not 1 carry last week. And Mikel LeSure, he made the most of his opportunity. Bunch of carries, carrying in bulk. I love him. Running back 2, he's a starter. Brandon Pettigrew, number 6 on my tight end chart. Patriots, Tom Brady, number 5 on my rankings. Stephen Ridley, a lot of question about Stephen Ridley. Last week, I know, it sucked. I'm a Ridley owner. What were they doing? They mixed it up. Danny Woodhead gave him a lot of love. Ridley, not so much love. But they're going to get back. Ridley's going to be the guy. Last week they tried some hurry-up garbage. They also tried Rob Gronkowski as a blocker instead of a receiver. You got to get this guy out there. Ridley, running back 2. Gronk, number 3 tight end overall ranked. They got to get him out and start throwing him passes. Wes Welker, I hope you're all happy for not jumping off the Welker bandwagon. This guy has looked great. A lot of targets, a lot of catches. Wide receiver 2. And Brandon Lloyd, targets are up, catches are up. Wide receiver 3 in my rankings. Bills, Ryan Fitzpatrick, number 14. Patriots D, they're going to stick him a little bit, but I'm always a little leery because the Bills play really well against New England. Fitz, number 14. Tashard Choice, look for him for 1 week. If you need a running back, 1 week, hopefully you handcuffed Spiller with him. He's a starter. He's a deep start for you guys. I'd put him running back, low-end running back 2, flex play. Stevie Johnson, wide receiver 2. Donald Jones, deep player. He's still probably a free agent. If you're running into problems, maybe Reggie Wayne was your starter and you're running into a guy you need to pick up. Donald Jones, his targets are increasing. Looks all right. And lastly, Scott Chandler, number 9 tight end on my rankings. Titans, I don't like anyone on their offense this week, going up against a very, very good Texans D. Arian Foster, running back 1. Andre Johnson, wide receiver 1. Owen Daniels, number 10 on the tight end rankings. And Kevin Walter. Kevin Walter is a player to keep your eye on. They need to throw to someone else. It's either Owen Daniels, Andre Johnson. Kevin Walter's targets have gone up. He's a viable option in a deep league, especially if you're running into injury problems, bye week problems. Kevin Walter, a nice deep play. Matt Schaub, not cracking your top 12 in your leagues. In your 16-team leagues, if you have him, he's a starter. Bengals, Andy Dalton, number 7 this week. I like what Dalton can do. They're throwing it all over the place. A.J. Green, wide receiver 1. Andrew Hawkins. We have to make mention of this guy because he continues to score. 2 catches a game, whatever it is. The guy continues to put up points. He's a flex play this week. Hawkins, as long as he continues to score me touchdowns, I'm going to play him. And Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, flex this week. Jaguars, they have 1 guy, Maurice Jones-Drew, running back 1. Miami, Reggie Bush. He swears he's going to play this week. The Dolphins are hoping he's going to play this week. As of now, he has yet to practice. Keep an eye on this situation. If Reggie Bush is so far better than your other guys, so far in front, you have no other option than to start him this week, start him. But I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is not the Reggie Bush we're all used to. Not only is he injured, but he's going up against a Cardinals defense that'll smack you right in the mouth, and they've been shutting down a lot of good players. Arizona D is a start for me. I also like Ryan Williams as a flex in deeper leagues. Larry Fitzgerald. I hate to tell you guys, wide receiver 2. I'm still iffy with this guy. He's got no quarterback. You never know what he's going to bring to the table. 2 weeks ago, 1 catch. Last week, looked like a freaking man out there. Miami's pass D is underrated. They're doing very well this year. So, wide receiver 2, I know if you have Larry Fitz, you're probably starting him. Oakland, Carson Palmer, not cracking your top 12. McFadden, running back 1. Brandon Myers, here's a name that I kind of threw on the radar. He's back. I mean, this guy continues to make catches. He's targeted a bunch. He's probably a free agent in most leagues out there. So if you need a little tight end depth, right here, Brandon Myers, check it out. I like him. Targets, catches, hasn't cracked the end zone. This guy, if he was scoring touchdowns, holy crap, he'd be mentioned in the top 10 just due to the amount of targets and catches. Denver, Peyton Manning, number 6 on my quarterback rankings. Everyone can throw against the Oakland Raiders. Willis McGahee is a flex, and since the Raiders' secondary is that bad, Demaryius Thomas and Decker are both wide receiver 2s. If I had to pick one or the other, DT would be my wide receiver 1 because that dude can just flat out find the end zone. Washington taking on Tampa Bay. RG3, my number 3 quarterback in the rankings. This guy can do it all. He showed he can run last week. He can throw. I am a believer 100% in what RG3 can do. Alfred Morris, running back 2. Pierre Garcon, hopefully he's back. It increases RG3 and Garcon's rankings, obviously. But Garcon's wide receiver 2. Quick blurb about Alfred Morris. They went out and signed Ryan Grant. Everyone is crapping their pants right now. What are they doing? Why are they signing Ryan Grant? Blah, blah, blah. Alfred Morris is still the guy. I know you probably bought low, picked him up very cheaply, and everyone's like, should I sell high? Should I sell high? I'm holding on to him. White knuckle grip. Alfred Morris, the amount of touches this guy gets, he's productive, everything like that. They got guys behind him that are struggling with injury. That's why they signed Ryan Grant. So, I mean, cross my fingers, knock on wood, whatever you got to do. As of right now, Alfred Morris is still the clear-cut guy in Washington. Think Terrell Davis. All right? Tampa Bay, Doug Martin, running back 2. I know at times it looks like he shouldn't even be in your lineup, but opportunity is there. He's going to continue to get the ball, and that Washington D is very, very banged up. Vincent Jackson, wide receiver 2. He's a starter in your lineup. Saints, Drew Brees, number 2 overall in my rankings for quarterbacks. Jimmy Graham, number 1. Darren Sproles, running back 2. And Pierre Thomas, I'm sitting him on the bench. Just too much fluctuation in amount of carries. You never know, is it Ingram, is it Thomas, is it, I mean, your grandma could go out there and run for the Saints for all we know. Green Bay. I'm going to keep saying this because the onslaught is coming. Aaron Rodgers, my number 1 ranked quarterback. Look for Green Bay to play with an enormous chip on their shoulder after that very, very, should we say, controversial win happening on Monday night. Oh my God. Talk about getting robbed. Packers got robbed. We know it. The blatant push off, and then obviously stealing the ball at the end. I don't know. Golden Tate claims it was an amazing, amazing catch. Rodgers, number 1. Cedric Benson, you've worked your way into my flex category. Way to go. Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, both wide receiver 2s. Randall Cobb, sitting him on the bench. And Jermichael Finley is number 8 on my tight end rankings. I think this is going to be a shootout. Both defenses are Saints defense is so, let me rephrase that. Packers defense Saints defense horrible. Packers should throw all day long and finally get those great receivers into the end zone. Giants, Eli Manning, number 8 on my rankings. Bradshaw, I'm benching him. He swears up and down he's going to play on Sunday. They're not so sure. They're in New York. Bradshaw wants in, but I don't think he's going to be ready. Keep an eye on that because if he's not playing, Andre Brown becomes a very nice option for you that picked him up. He becomes a running back 2. Without Bradshaw, with Bradshaw, flex play at best. Hakeem Nicks, wide receiver 2. Supposedly he's going to play this week. Victor Cruz, wide receiver 1. And Bennett, the tight end. He's borderline top 10. Right there. I'm calling him number 11. I think with Nicks returning, Bennett's targets will go down a little bit. So I'm keeping him out of my top 10 tight ends. Philly, Michael Vick doesn't crack my top 12 for quarterbacks. McCoy, running back 1. Deshaun Jackson, flex play at best. It looks like Jeremy Maclin is expected to play. Look for targets there. Wide receiver 2 ranking. And Brent Selleck, he's right with Bennett. Cracking the top 10, not happening. So I'm giving them both the 11 ranking. And Monday Night Football, Chicago Bears taking on the Dallas Cowboys. What are we going to do? Jay Cutler, if you have him, run out and get a different quarterback. I love Jay Cutler coming into this year. Was excited about his weapons. But my God, that guy got hit with the can't throw stick. And it sucks for Brandon Marshall too. Brandon Marshall, no matter where he goes, he just can't buy a break. That being said, Jay Cutler not in my top 12. Michael Bush, running back 2. I'm sure he'll dive in for a couple scab touchdowns. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver 2. And don't turn away just yet. Alshon Jeffrey, flex play. Targets are nice. He's getting targets. Dude has potential. I love him. I'm starting him as my flex play. Dallas, Romo, number 9, overall quarterback. DeMarco Murray, running back 2. Miles Austin, wide receiver 1. I was big on the Dez Bryant train. Miles Austin, you have officially made me jump ship. I'm with you, wide receiver 1, Miles Austin. Jason Witten does not crack my top 10 for tight ends. And Dez Bryant, inconsistencies, but you're still landing wide receiver 3. There you go, Spud Nation. Everything you need to know to get your big victories in week 4. Hey, I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. Keep getting your victories. If you need a shout out, congratulations, any questions answered, email me, Craig@thesportscoach.com. You know how we do. It's all about you guys. I'm just here to give you little tidbits of advice. Till next week, good luck, get your victories, and we're out.